When you have to move 170,900 pounds halfway around the world, how do you do it? Well, for the U.S. Air Force, that's easy. You call in a C-17 Globemaster III. Developed by McDonnell Douglas in the 1980s, who was later purchased by Boeing, the C-17 was built from the 1990s until recently out of Long Beach, California. So what makes this aircraft so unique? Well, perhaps it's the 585,000-pound gross takeoff weight. Or maybe it's the capability of landing on only 3,500 feet of runway. Maybe it's the 4 Pratt & Whitney F-117 engines. Or perhaps it's just the 4 independent hydraulic systems. Let's start with the engines. Pratt & Whitney developed a special engine, the F-117. It has 40,400 foot-pounds of thrust out of each engine. It's a lot of thrust when you have 4 of them on one aircraft. Now let's talk about the hydraulic system. The C-17 has a very unique hydraulic system, even for a large aircraft. 4,000 psi. This allows them to use smaller actuators, which reduces weight, allowing them to carry more cargo. The aircraft also has 4 independent systems. All the primary flight controls have multiple systems going to them, so if you lost a hydraulic system in the air, the aircraft would still be completely flyable. The hydraulic systems also have multiple pumps on each system, 2 engine-driven pumps and an electric auxiliary pump, all of which work in conjunction to maintain the 4,000 psi even when the flight controls are being flown around and massive quantities of fluid are needed. Now the landing gear. The landing capability of this aircraft is partially due to the 12 enormous tires and brakes. When landing on any kind of asphalt or cement runway, this gives extreme stopping power. However, that's not all the C-17 has. The engines also have thrust reversers, which allow the aircraft to push thrust forward, helping to slow down the aircraft. It'll also allow the aircraft to taxi backwards if there's tight locations on a runway where it needs to back up for any kind of maneuvering practices. The C-17 also has a very unique flap situation. The flaps are a split flap which come down an extremely low distance for most large aircraft. The slats also come forward. With the slats and flaps extended, it allows an extremely large pocket of air underneath the wing, which allows a high amount of lift at low speed. This high amount of lift at low speed allows it to land and take off at extremely low speeds. All of those things and many more make the C-17 an extremely unique aircraft. The Air Force currently has 223 in its fleet, and so many other countries have seen the unique capabilities that they have also purchased them. These countries include, but are not limited to, the Royal Air Forces, Qatar, United Arab Emirates, India, and even the UN uses a couple of them to move their cargo around. The C-17 is one of the most unique and most capable cargo aircraft in the world.